Namaskar, very good morning and welcome to CIET NCERT's another live and interactive session, Virtual Labs. My name is Deepak Mishra and you are watching this session live on PM eVidya channels 6 to 12, and apart from that, you can also connect with us on our official YouTube channels, which goes by the name NCERT Official and NCERT PM eVidya class 6 to 12. So before starting this session, as you know that virtual labs session are very special, but let me give you a brief idea in small that what virtual labs is all about. So virtual labs is a digital simulation of a physical laboratory that allows users to perform experiment and explore scientific concept, and also to practice technical skills using a computer or device or any laptop. Since if you are a user, if you are using virtual labs, so what you receive there are some important elements as well. Users get interactive elements like dragging, clicking some virtual tools, and there are also step-by-step instructions to make it easier for you to understand, and there is data collection and analysis. And one good thing, lastly, when you will be about to complete all the exercise simulation, there will be a test, you can say there will be a self-assessment where you can conduct your answers and you can just answer the question answers, and if you give the answers wrong, it will automatically say that this is a wrong. So overall, virtual labs are very best for practicing simulation, doing simulation. So today in virtual labs, we will be going ahead and doing demonstration of simulation on subject English for class 9 students. The subject is English and the topic is demonstration of simulation on subject verb agreement. We will be understanding what exactly verb agreement is important in virtual labs, in-depth insight. So before starting this session, let me give you one more important announcement. During this entire session, you can ask your questions, you can give your suggestions and feedback through IVR's call number, that is 8800440559. You can call on this number, and apart from that, you can also write us an email. We also do have a dedicated email ID. This is diksha.training@ciet.nic.in. And apart from that, during this entire live session, you can visit to our official YouTube channels, which goes by the name NCERT Official, and in the comments section, in the live chat box, you can ask your questions, you can give your answers, suggestions, feedbacks. So dear learners, please join me to welcome today's guest who had joined us in today's virtual labs session. We are joined by Dr. Amit Ranjan sir, who is Assistant Professor English at CIET NCERT, New Delhi. Amit sir, very good morning, namaskar.
Good morning, namaskar.
So sir, first of all, I would like you to please help us to understand that on which subject, on topic we will be doing simulation. The subject is very important, it is verb agreement. So why verb agreement is important? How will you explain us?
Right. So as you've already told, we'll be doing the online virtual labs, that is on Diksha portal, on which we have various subjects including English and Hindi in languages. And it's still a work in progress. We have a lot, but a lot more needs to be added to this. One of the most important topics, which is in class 9, is subject-verb agreement. Now, the phrase is a little difficult to understand. What is subject-verb agreement? So, I'll break it down, and I'll also explain it in Hindi for North Indian viewers. I don't know South Indian languages, so I can't help that. Well, so any sentence, basically we also first have to understand the genesis of this idea of subject and verb agreement. What happens is, in a sentence, the verb has to agree with the subject.
Right.
It's like two friends who have to agree to get a job done.
Correct.
Now, why is subject verb agreement important, and what's the history of it? So, when we see how children speak, very little children, when they first learn the language, they do not really care for subject verb agreement, and if you do not learn it through your school, that problem remains. So, children use basic structure to convey the meaning.
Right.
So, they just use words like drink, go, whatever they want to do, whatever they desire from their parents, from their friends, that's what they say. So during 12th and 13th centuries, I'm not talking of Indian languages, also they all have subject-verb agreements, but in English during 12th and 13th centuries, Latin developed its grammar very scientifically of how what has to happen, and that is why there is subject-verb agreement. Otherwise, in terms of communication, you don't really need to have it. It's only you have to understand that it's historical. Language is a constructed entity always and it's living always. Otherwise, I can convey something like 3 apple give
Right.
to you, and you will give me 3 apples.
Right.
But then we have made it to make language harmonious,
Correct.
sound in a certain way, a certain structure which starts sounding right to us. So that's that about it, but it's very important because
So-
we need to know a language properly.
So what I understood, sir, that verbs are very important to form a sentence in an absolute correct manner. So, sir, I request you that the viewers and learners who are watching us live on this virtual labs, please help us to understand how to reach Diksha portal and how to navigate all this
Yeah, sure.
in today's subject, that is verb agreement.
All right, so let's see on the screen. Let's go to a new tab, and what you need to type is diksha.gov.in. Okay, this is the Diksha portal, which has lots of things on it which you can explore. You go down, and here where you see these tabs, the 4th tab is Virtual Lab.
Okay.
Click on it, and I'm already logged in. It will give you a login page where you can sign in or sign in with the help of Google. This is already signed in. So then you go to the content, and today we are going to explore class 9. So go to class 9 and English medium, click on English, and here subject verb agreement pops up. Okay. Then we click on subject verb agreement over here. Now, as you see, all the lessons that we have on virtual labs have these tabs: theory, procedure, lab, self-evaluation, references, and feedback. So it's pretty comprehensive. It gives you a basic overview in terms of theory and some exercises, and then there are reference books here which you can refer to, like Holy Faith, English Grammar by James Thomas, and so on. So it's very important to go to some of these books, especially lots of books given over here, but standard ones are the best, like High School English Grammar, Wren and Martin, and in the websites, the British Council website. Others you can skip also. But this is just an overview, and any online platform can only give you so much. It's borrowed from knowledge that's been around for hundreds of years, and which is much more compiled better. There are many more exercises in books. So I always insist there is no replacement for books. Use this, but go back to the books.
Okay.
All right, so we were talking about subject-verb agreement. What is subject-verb agreement? Like I said, it's a historical phenomenon. Children use a different form of language, but as you develop your language, there's a certain structure, a certain harmony, like music, that one has to develop in language. So basically, it's a very simple idea that the subject has to agree with the verb. A sentence has 3 components: subject, object, verb.
Okay.
I go to the museum. I is the subject. Focus is on me. Where am I going? The verb is go. Museum is the object, that I have gone to the museum. That's my object of interest. That's my object of desire. Okay, simple. In Hindi, it's the other way around. मैं म्यूजियम जाता हूँ या मैं म्यूजियम जा रहा हूँ. So where the object comes second. Subject, object, verb. So that's the fundamental difference between Hindi and English. English is subject, verb, object language. Hindi is subject, object, verb language. Now, like I said, like two friends have to agree, work as a team to make anything a success. So similarly here, basically the idea is that the verb has to agree with the subject. Subject is, let's say, the captain of your team. It's the team leader. So the verb has to follow it. Now what kind of agreements do we need? One agreement is of person. So there are 3 persons in English language, as you know. First person, second person, third person. I, you, they. First, second, third.
Correct.
And when we say, also remember that we follow the order 2, 3, 1. So, if that all the three parties are involved in playing a game, we will say you, they and I. We prioritize I the least for the sake of humility, for being down to earth. So, I always comes at last. Remember that. So, and to respect the person that is with me, I name you first. So, you, they, I are playing cricket. So, first agreement is of the verb is with the of the person. So, it will not be I is, it will be always I am. I is going is incorrect, as we all know. Why is it incorrect? Because am is the form of verb which corresponds with the first person. Are is the verb which corresponds with you. So, you are going. Are is also the verb with third person. So, they are going, but it will not be I are going or I is going. It will always be I am going. So, this is one form of agreement that the verb has to concord with the subject of choosing the right form with the person. That is one. But the more difficult one, the more challenging one is that of the number. So, there are two kinds of agreements only. So, it is very easy to understand. One, like I said, is of the person. What kind of person are you addressing? And secondly, it is the number. How many are involved?
Okay.
So, the verb has to be singular when the subject is singular, right? Like I am going and they are going. The verb changes from singular verb am to plural verb are. Now, it seems very simple at the surface, but the construction of sentences is compound, many times in English, complex, where many different ideas are jumbled up in one sentence. Like, you are not going to watch the match.
Okay.
I am not going to watch the match. These are two sentences,
and
but when we combine it,
correct,
we say neither you nor I are going to watch the match.
Correct.
Right. So, we have combined two different sentences in this. This is also misleading because here we have used are, as we were to use is, but because it is you and I, you will only take the form are. That is why.
Right.
Okay. Let us look at the rules one by one, that will make it clearer. So, like I said, the basic rule is a singular subject takes a singular verb, plural subject takes a plural verb. My brother is a nutritionist, brother is one person, therefore is. My sisters are mathematicians, sisters are multiple people, therefore the verb has to take a plural form are.
Okay.
Okay. Now, let us look at rule number 1. Rule number 1 states that a subject will come before a phrase beginning with of. This is a key for understanding subjects. The word of is the culprit in many, perhaps most subject verb mistakes. Okay. So, for example, what is given over here is the incorrect version. A bouquet of yellow roses lend color and fragrance to the room. And the correct is a bouquet of yellow roses lends, not lend.
Okay.
So, what is the problem over here in the incorrect version? What we did is we thought that we are being right by making the verb plural because there is roses.
Right.
So, we say if it is many roses, they must lend and not lends.
Right.
Lend is the plural form.
Right.
But what we have actually is a bouquet of roses, which is one. All the roses have combined to form one bouquet. So, it is a whole phrase. So, these are called phrasal nouns, noun phrases.
Correct.
So, so one has to be very careful whether it is a noun, two nouns, or a phrasal noun, a noun phrase. So, this is a noun phrase. When the roses are mentioned on their own. So, if we said roses lend fragrance, that was right, but what we have done is we have said a bouquet of roses, which becomes one thing. Okay. So, be careful about of, because of often indicates a noun phrase.
Correct.
Second rule, the singular subjects connected by either or, neither nor require a singular verb, and we will also understand it conceptually. So, for example, my aunt or my uncle is arriving by train today. Neither Juan nor Carmen is available. Either Kiana or Casey is helping today with stage decorations. Okay, so, all of these, as you see, has is as the verb, even though two people are named. Why? Like I gave you the example earlier. My aunt is arriving by train today. Maybe my uncle is arriving by train today. So, we do not know which one is coming. Someone is coming, which one is coming we do not know, and these are two sentences. When we combine it into one, it becomes either my aunt or my uncle is arriving by train today. So, it's the subject is either the aunt or the uncle. Subject is singular, only one person is going to come, not two. Okay. So, whenever either or, neither nor construction is used, this is why we use a singular verb, because it is actually two sentences combined into one, and only one person will be able to achieve the task. That is why it will always be is in this case, when it is singular, when the noun is singular. So, pay attention to the noun, and that is this concept. All rules that we are going to utter, allege over here are actually forms of that only. So, same, the verb in an either or, neither nor sentence agrees with noun and pronoun closest to it. Neither the plates nor the serving bowl goes on the shelf. Now, this is tricky. There are two parts, as you see. On the one hand, it is the plates, on the second hand, it is the serving bowl. One is plural, one is singular. Now, what do we do? Now, it is tricky, you will say that now it has to be plural, but here we follow a rule where the phrase, noun phrase closest to the verb will be applicable. So, here it is neither the plates nor the serving bowl. The second one is serving bowl. So, the verb will take the form of the second one, which is singular, right. So, if it was the other way around, neither the serving bowl nor the plates, then it will become go on the shelf, not goes on the shelf. So, if we just reverse the order here, the form will change. So, this is an important rule to remember. Number 4, use a plural verb with two or more subjects when they are connected by and. Now, this is very simple to understand. This you do not need to memorize by heart, and all things, if you understand a little conceptually, it is very easy to figure out. A car and a bike are my means of transportation. Why will it be plural? Any guesses?
Because we are using and in between.
So
we will go straightly that if there is an n in between.
So what?
It's a plural. A car and a bike.
Right, exactly. So, whenever we are using and, it means that we are adding. I and you and they and I are going to play the match, which means we are adding 1 plus 1 plus 3. Okay. So, a car and a bike is 1 plus 1 2. It is not 1/1.
Right.
And therefore, it will become always be plural whenever and is used, which means, so it goes back to the concept. When it is plural, you use plural verb. When it is singular, you use singular verb. Here it is plural, because bread and breakfast breaking and entering is against the law. Now, here there are not two objects, but two ideas, and therefore, it becomes a noun phrase. Of bed and breakfast is one phrase. So, one has to be a little careful with English. Sometimes you may think that, so these sentences will often begin with the bread and breakfast, because it is one idea.
Right.
That bed and breakfast means a lodge where you are staying overnight and you get breakfast in the morning. Okay. How much time do we have? Then we can either go to the exercises or see some more rules.
Okay, so we are left with 5 to 6 minutes.
Okay. So, let us do one more. Sometimes the subject is separated from the verb by such words as along with, as well as, besides, not. The word and phrases are not part of the subject. The politician along with the newsman is expected shortly. Excitement as well as nervousness is the cause of shaking. Okay, this is also slightly tricky, but if you understand it conceptually, it's easy. The politician along with the newsman. So the focus is on the politician, and then there's an entourage behind him of his staff people and this and that. So it's let's say a politician is holding a press conference, and he's come with his bodyguards, his PA and so on. So the press conference is going to be done by the politician, the focus is on him. So whenever you are using along with, the subject is taken as that one person who is important.
Right.
Look at that person as the elephant in the room. The elephant along with the ants has entered the room, right?
Correct.
So you can imagine that when an elephant is with smaller animals, it will be the elephant that will be in focus and referred to. And there are 2 or 3 more rules, but like I said, once again I reiterate, the basic idea is a singular noun takes a singular verb, a plural noun takes a plural verb. You just have to be careful whether it's a noun disconnected by or, along with, or it is a noun phrase, like I said, like bread and breakfast and other examples that I gave. All right, so let us go to first self-evaluation, then we can also look at lab. There are 4 or 5.
And sir, I can see in between there is an option procedure and lab.
Yeah, so procedure is what I just explained of how to arrive at it. So for example, we can do one of these.
Okay.
Either you or he is or mistaken. So what do you think?
So we have to select the subject in the sentence, right?
Yeah.
Either you or he is are mistaken.
Yeah, so the subject is you or he. Both are sort of the subjects. So you take.
Okay, we have to drag it. We have to select and drag it, and it will automatically say if it's correct or it's incorrect.
Okay.
Okay. So I can see 3 options: wrong answer, partially correct answer, and correct answer.
Yeah.
Okay, so students can go ahead and just
this is
follow
not-
these procedures step by step.
Yeah.
That's very easy.
Yeah, so this is the procedure. This you cannot do it over here. I was trying
Okay.
to do it. So this is the procedure. So you just and there's also hint that it generates.
Right.
And so here the answer is either you or he, the entire thing, and then it will point out that it is correct answer.
Okay.
So this is how it will work. Then we have a tab called lab, which doesn't seem to be working at the moment. Let's go to self-evaluation. So after self-evaluation, let's come back to the lab if we have time. Okay. So we learned all the rules. Now let us see. The horse dash carriage is at the door.
So as we studied earlier, sir, there was an example: the car and a bike, a car and a bike. So we will put, I think, N. Option C. Option second, N. The horse and carriage.
But well, the car and the bike become plural.
Right.
And that should be the car and the bike are at the door, and you are saying is at the door. See?
So I think, sir, the N, the second option, N, will be the correct one.
Why? Then it should be are.
Okay, that's tricky.
Okay. It will still be and. We'll see at the end after, because like I emphasized all through, noun phrases are important.
Okay.
So horse and like bread and breakfast we saw is singular. Similarly, horse and carriage is singular.
Okay.
A carriage does not exist without a horse. घोड़ा गाड़ी जो term है,
Right.
वो गाड़ी घोड़े के बिना हो नहीं सकता है.
Correct.
Carriage cannot be without the horse. So horse and carriage, even though it's two, it's not like bike and car. Bike and car are separate entities. Horse and cart is one, or horse and carriage is one. and therefore it will still be and. I hope so. Let's see.
Okay.
Silver, comma, dash, cotton, comma, dash have fallen in price.
So we will go.
So we just saw an example of this kind.
So I think, sir, option C will be the correct one. Silver as well as cotton has fallen in price.
Right. Like we saw, the politician along with his entourage are coming for the press conference, and other examples that we saw over here.
Right.
The focus is on silver over here. Silver as well as cotton has fallen in price, and here also the hierarchy: silver is big, expensive, cotton is cheap, and so cotton doesn't really count over here. Dash, nook and corner was left unexplored.
So we had studied earlier. It's I think second option. No, neither.
No nook, neither corner. Not really, because the phrase is nook and corner. So you also have to be good with phrases and idioms in English. Nook
Okay.
and corner is a block.
Okay.
It's always called nook and corner.
And corner.
Yeah.
Okay.
So which means that any corner of the room has not been left.
Okay. We'll select
see.
first option. Okay.
Dash praise, dash blame seems to affect him.
Okay. Now here, which one will be correct, sir?
What do you think? So, which the basic structure of the sentence is suggesting that praise does not affect him, blame does not affect him.
Right.
So, it should be neither praise nor blame seems to affect him. And once again over here you can see that whenever there is an either or, neither nor construction, its two sentences is one. Praise does not affect him, blame does not affect him, and so it becomes neither nor. And the last one is dash of the two men were very strong. Neither of the two men was very strong. Whenever it's
Right.
neither, right. Let's see.
Oh, that's correct. Absolutely.
Horse and carriage, silver as well as cotton
This is also
has
correct.
fallen in price. No nook and corner was left unexplored. Neither praise nor blame seems to affect him. Neither of the two men was very strong. So these are some of the examples, and these are only 5 examples. So you should go and practice, because like you said, one has to keep one's mind going at it, which one is a noun phrase and which one is a plural. You have to figure that out. Once you have figured that out, this is the subject verb agreement is very easy.
I think it was very easy, and we studied a lot of things virtually, that what is the importance of verb agreement. And the special thing which I liked, sir, that the students or learners can go ahead just by logging to Diksha portal. They can select their subject, their class, and in the subject session, the topic session, they will see certain options over there. Theory, there will be a step-by-step instructions, there will be a
Right.
lab.
And if you go wrong, it will also correct you, give you a
Right.
hint of how to go correct.
So I think this is one of the best part of this complete procedure. If a student go ahead and they go ahead by doing a self-assessment or by conducting a test, if they answer any question wrong, it will automatically say, it will give you the correct answer if you have given the answer correct or incorrect. So I hope this session was very amazing, and we learned a lot of things today, especially subject verb agreement. So dear students, you can also go ahead and log into Diksha portal and follow the same procedure. And now I would like to thank to our special guest Amit Ranjan sir, Dr. Amit sir, who had explained us so beautifully and very importantly. Amit sir, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. It was great fun.
Alright, so this is me, Deepak Mishra. Before wrapping, an important announcement for the students of class 4 and 7. Now you can go ahead and purchase the textbooks online on Amazon, Flipkart, and on NCERT's official website. And apart from that, now let's have a quick look on the upcoming schedule. What all sessions you will be watching today on PM eVidya channel. So after some time, there will be a session at 12 PM. For class 6 students, subject will be science and the topic is materials around us. At 2 PM, there will be a session on subject Urdu for class 1 student, and subject will be, the topic will be Chalo School Chale. At 2:30 PM, there will be session on subject English. Topic will be fun with pictures part 2. At 3 p.m. you will be watching session for class 2 students. Subject will be Urdu and topic will be Bachchon ki Diwali. At 3:30 p.m. for class 2 students, subject will be Hindi for session and the topic will be Teen Dost. At 4 p.m. you will be watching our online training on topic micro एवं nano learning अवधारणा आवश्यकता एवं क्षेत्र. And lastly at 5 p.m. you will be watching our special session on Sahyog for topic being yourself, handling peer pressure and fear of judgment. So this is me, Deepak Mishra, now wrapping up with this virtual labs session with commitment that will come once again back with another guest, another session. We will be learning a lot of things. Till the time, take care of yourself, keep smiling, keep learning and keep watching PM eVidya channels. Namaskar.